watch go by. A running tab of failings underneath a practiced eye. I had a gift for finding what was crooked in the frame, a talent for the verdict and a memory for the blame. But the longer that I looked at what I thought I understood, the more the understanding got more complicated than it should. Because the man I was so certain that I had completely read was carrying a country that I never saw or said, a history of weather that had shaped him from inside, a map of all his reasons that my judgment could not guide. Now no soul truly knows another, that is simply where it stands. You can watch a life for decades and still miss what understanding demands. The current running underneath the surface of a face has a depth and a direction that no outside eye can trace. And the one who passes verdict from the comfort of the known has forgotten every shadow in the country of their own. Because no woman knows herself completely, that is also true. Every judgment thrown at others is a judgment overdue. On the complicated territory of the inner life, where the knowing cuts both ways just like a double-sided knife.
Nobody knows enough to judge. Nobody sees the whole. Nobody carries the complete map of another living soul. And the one who drops a verdict drops it from a partial view. Nobody knows enough to judge another,
And that includes me too.
Nobody knows enough to judge. Nobody knows enough to judge.
Put the ledger down, put the ledger down. Nobody knows enough. So I closed the ledger and I felt the lifting of the load. Found a wider kind of seeing opening up the road. Not a blindness to the harmful, not a tolerance of wrong, but a recognition that the story is too deep and far too long for any one pair of eyes to hold the whole of what it is. Every soul a sovereign country, and the country is not his. A mind to govern from the outside with a borrowed set of laws. We are each the only expert on our own particular cause. And the non-dual truth beneath the releasing of the blame is that the one who would be judged and the judge are not the same. Only on the surface, only in the names we carry here. Underneath the naming there is only one thing perfectly clear, and that one thing has no verdict, and that one thing holds no court, and that one thing is the country every living soul is wrought from and toward, from and toward.